Welcome, everyone. Welcome to Sew and Talk Tuesday. This is Sherry. Whoop. I guess you'd like to see my face, wouldn't you? Anyway, welcome to Sew and Talk Tuesday. And it has been one busy week. I'll fill you in. But anyway, just wanted to say hi to everyone. Thanks for joining me today. Let's see, I'm going to start at the beginning so I can see. We have Joe. She says, Sherry, how are you doing? I'll be lurking. Hubby's putting down mulch today. Yep, spring's here. It's time to do all that stuff. Mine did some lawn mowing today and that. But that's fine, Joe. You can listen. I have to do that at times too. So Melanie's here. Oh, let me see. How's the baby bunny doing? I don't know. I don't know the background on this story, so I don't know. I didn't know she had a baby bunny, if she found it or adopted it. Mona, hi. Thanks for joining. Melanie's here today. Thank you, Melanie. And we have Lisa. Welcome, Lisa. And I think I said welcome to Jim. I'm pretty sure. Okay, Joyce is here. Joyce Hernandez. And Debbie's here. Good afternoon, Debbie. Oh, sorry, Deb. I didn't mean to offend you. I meant to say Deb. I must have my sister on my mind. You okay? And then let's see who else. Christina's here. Welcome, Christina. And that looks like that's going pretty good there. So anyhow, I decided that I would just talk with you today, if that's okay. I've been so busy, and while I talk, I have jump stitches on this quilt that I had done, and so those have to be trimmed. But the interesting thing is I'm trimming my jump stitches, okay, and I see a pin. The pin is in the quilt. But fortunately, I'm fortunate enough that it's where the hexie is. So I can cut those little stitches there and slip that pin out. Good thing I wasn't stitching over my hexies, or else I would have probably broke a needle and everything. So anyway, I found that. I got my binding done, and I found a spot where I missed it, so I got to go back over that. So that tells you I'm having a good day, though. I really am. I just am been busy. I did a little pre-record that I have to edit and or put together on making the binding for this. I did. See, this is where I got it fixed. Ouch. But I did scrappy binding and that. And let me see, is there any other color there? Oh yeah, I like this one. That's nice. So the binding I used was binding I had already made up. And a lot of the fabrics that are in this quilt, the binding has fabrics that are in this quilt. That's what I'm trying to say. So anyway, thanks, Rita. Hi, welcome. Glad to see you. So anyway, I'm going to show you a little bit. So this is where you can see it better. If I can get it. See, this is the binding I did scrappy, which I got to repair, fix that. And I used some of the gray that I had that was, well, it's in this fabric too. This is the fabric and this is the binding. So I kind of tied it together. Now I've just noticed I must have bled on my finger. Okay. And then I did this color for the back. And when I did my bobbin thread, I did it with the thread that I had used on this so that it matched. So anyway, that's what's happening. So what's hi Pam, welcome. Glad you're here. If you have anything to say, if you'd like to drop your link, let me see. I'm going to go over here and the banners, and I'm going to put down that you can drop your link, your channel link, and all you have to do is type the word share, and it'll show up. Look at this. I got blood on it. I can get rid of it. I'm just not going to worry about it at the moment. So it's my quilts anyhow. So it's my blood. I have blood, sweat, and tears in this thing. No tears. Sweat and blood. But I didn't cry over it. I was happy. This quilt made me very happy. So anyhow, one of the things I'm doing now, okay, we did the hexies, and Zaza was showing us about the hexies and how to do them and that. And of course, that just got me motivated even more. And so I ordered my next project just to change the shape. These are the jewel. Let me see. I'll do it this way. These are the jewel hexies. They're called jewel ones. And I ordered these because if you put two of them together this way, I don't have the other one, it makes a heart. So then I can have, see, this is half a heart. This is the other half over here. You can see it, can't you? So anyhow, I thought, okay, that's nice. And then I can do a diamond shape in between the hearts. But I thought that gives me something different to do that I hadn't been doing the same shape. So I'm looking forward to doing that. I'm going to probably cut up some fabrics that I have. You have to excuse me. Today my nose is running. I'm not quite sure why, but I haven't been outside, so. I did. So anyway, what was I going to say? I'm lost for words. Can you believe that? So I figured I would just kind of check my stitches and see where I need to cut those jump stitches off and that this week. And I'm including last week too. Sure, one side of the heart is clear and invisible, and the other side is white. That's right. See, Rita, I knew you could see it. I'll get another one out just so that you can see. Look at these. Isn't that cute? Then you can do the little diamond in the crease here. like a solid color, then it'll separate these hearts out. But I'm anxious to do these. I'll work on these a little bit today. Yeah, Lisa, I try not to do. Lisa says she tries so hard not to break thread. I can never find all the jump stitches. I know. I kind of know in this quilt about where they'll be because I know where it jumped around the hexies was one of the places it did. But yes, it can be a pain to try to stop, break thread, put it, lock it back in, do it again. But did you, Lisa, were you able to decide what your next project's going to be that you're going to put on, George? I got another one on of mine. I can't believe it. I got a customer coming today to pick up 2 of hers that I did. It was their t-shirt quilts. And she's picking them up. And then she's dropping 2 more off. But in the meantime, after I was done with her 2 quilts, I did my hexie, my flower quilt. I quilted it. And then I put another quilt on this morning and I got it quilted. It was a small one. But I felt so bad about, I showed that picture of my one long arm with all those quilts on it. Well, all those quilts now, one of them is quilted and every one of them has the backing cut and the batting cut and they're ready to go on the long arm. I can do it in between customer quilts. So I'm going to put my life quilt on there. Oh, okay. Then hubby's quilt. Yeah. That'll be fun to do that. And oh, there is your puppy. Whose puppy is this? Not my puppy. She's down in her bed sleeping. Okay. So anyhow, since I talked to you guys last on Tuesday, I got 3 customer quilts done. I got, you know what? I knew I'd not be able to remember, so I had to write it down. So let me see. I've gotten 5 quilts done. And one of them is, 2 of them is mine. I made hexies this week, some more of them. I had 2 lives last Tuesday, almost one right after another. I had this one or So on Talk Tuesday, and then I did one with Katie, the Greenland quilter. And I was so tired the next day. I thought, oh, let me sleep. And I've been going and pushing myself. And I'm thinking, where's this energy coming from? And then I think it's because I'm excited about what I'm working on. And then I think, okay, I'm going to hit the wall sometime. I just don't know when. Hi, Joyce. How you doing? And let's see what I did. I said I measured and cut backing and batting for all. It was 6 quilts I'd done. I made blocks. You remember the half square log cabin block that I was working on a couple lives ago? Well, I got all the blocks made for that. And I have 3 of the rows put together. And I got 3 more blocks to make into rows, and then that quilt to be completed. And I really like the design. I'll have to share that with you when I get it completed as far as the top goes. I had fun because I didn't have enough of the floral fabric that I did the half square on. And I thought, now what am I going to do? I don't want it smaller. And I had all of my log cabin blocks made that half. So I had hummingbird fabric. I don't know if you guys even remember do I have the hummingbird fabric here at all? No. But anyhow, I had real pretty, colorful, just goes into the same colors as what the floral did. So I mixed those in with it, and it turned out fine, which made me happy. Lisa says she needs to find a fat quarter bundle with a wide variety of jewel tones fabrics. I know that on Marshall's Dry Goods, they were showing jewel tones. But the thing is, I couldn't see any that said anything about fat quarters. I don't even know if they sell fat quarters. So that would kind of, you don't need that much fabric, so you're better off to find it through that through another source where you can get the amount you do need. I think that some fabric stores may have it. The ones that carry boutiques or blenders, a lot of blenders, they'll end up having it. But Joyce, oh, good. Lisa says, Rita says that Lisa Jordan fabric has some. That would be good because that's where your best bet for getting your fat quarters. So you don't have to spend more money than you need to, So let me see what's happening because there was something. So Andrea says prayers are being answered. Well, good. Welcome, Andrea. I have to tell you, you may not have got my email, but I did email you and ask if you could end up sending me your mailing address because I ordered you one of those little rabbit, the little rabbit needle minder that you said you liked. I thought, oh, okay. So see how they come? They come in and pack like this, of multiples of this one. Forgot how many there is. But there's a pink and a red dressed one. Let's see if I can get this open. And I'll show you. But anyhow, I was going to send you one. Because you said you liked that. That way you didn't have to, order a bunch. Instead, I order a bunch. But I can give these away. Well, if I can get it open. Oh. There they go. I'll show you the one, unless you want something different. Let me see. Look at that. Isn't that cute? Cutie patootie. Whoop. They're friends. So which one do you want? Or you just want me to pick one? Let me see. I'm going to put these back in here so I don't lose them. They all stick to each other. Okay, so I did that. I worked on that quilt. I figured I would try to get the jump stitches off. And see how that went. I'm checking to see how. Green Fairy Quilts also. Has Green Fairy Quilts also They have great deals on fat quarters. I had never ordered from them. Sometimes you just want a variety, but you don't want to spend a lot of money. That's fabric's getting expensive. The jelly rolls and fat quarter bundles. Now they're making the fat quarter bundles a little bit not as many. Remember how they used to do the whole line, like 20? Now they're doing more like 9. But, Okay, you haven't checked the email in the last couple of days. Well, that's okay. I'm glad you get to visit with your... you want the pink. Okay, I'll run and write that down. Andrea gets the pink. Pink rabbit. Okay, yeah, I'll get that. So anyway, on my fabric addiction, Joyce says, so you were with your family on for Easter, Andrea. How did everybody else's Easter go? I worked through mine, but I chose it. I chose to. So I'm gonna see what you're all saying. Okay. Rita says she's been able to find the fat quarter bundles at Walmart. Some have 5 and others have 10. Yeah, you can get a few of them at Hobby Lobby too, but not very many. Well, that's a good idea, Lisa. Lisa says she may watch Soya and see if they have anything tonight. Fat quarters are getting expensive. They are, On Easter, Rita says she argued with the cat. Oh. Joyce says they're on. Okay, you're going to have to do double duty, Lisa. Joyce says they're on. So, yeah. So anyhow, I don't know what to do when I don't have anything to do. I could cut. Oh, you know what I thought I might do? Cut a little bit of fabric for my... I'll work on this later. From a New English paper piecing. I'll show you some of the things. Oh, here's the... Look at this. This is the hummingbirds. So I was thinking this is some more vintage type fabric. This here, these two. And this. Thought that would be pretty out of that because they still go. But then I got that fat quarter bundle. And I thought all these colors, they go together really nice. So I thought maybe I would, I'm going to show you better. Now you can see it. Now I can share. Look, that would go good with these 3. Don't you think? Stay within that kind of color combo. Hi, Giovanna. Thanks for joining. Thanks, Joyce. Yeah, I think I love this. I love this and this together. So I'm going to be making these. This is, so I showed you this one. It's kind of muted, but there's the other color. Pretty blue. All these would go in there, but I want something more than just blue. Who has a haircut at 3? Yeah, I think they look pretty good together, too, Melanie. I like this color. This was that fat quarter bundle I gotten it. I didn't think with the fabric and the yardage, I wasn't that happy with. But I have to say that the hummingbird I got in the yardage, and it was it didn't shrink when I ironed it and pressed it. It did really good. So the I guess I put it through the mill and it passed its with flying colors. Look at that one. I like that one. Hi, Katie. Welcome in. You have a hair appointment, Giovanna, on the 29th. I should have gotten my hair done. I'll just quickly show you these so that, look at that. That's different, isn't it? It's almost like a border print. Ooh, I haven't really looked at these. I think I like them. Something dream. Let me see. I'll tell you what it is. Here's another one. Okay. So I take back what I said. It is this packet that I had gotten is called Daydreams, and it's by In the Beginnings Fabrics, Jason Yenter, Yeer. But they had some pretty ones there, and then I don't think this is the same bundle. Then I got a different bundle too of fabrics. I don't want to put you back down there. Look at that. Isn't that cute? Look at those little flowers. I might have to use that in my Singing in the Rain quilt. I got a little green. Throw that in. You can't really see some of them. Oh, this is just a tone on tone. And I think I've gone through it now. Yes. So that was 2 fat quarter bundles I had gotten. I'll put those over there. Well, I guess I should be nice and neaten them up, huh? And they do look like they would be good for Singing in the Rain. I got to get you up here on my computer, so okay. Yeah. Sherry, have you started? No, I have not, because I felt that I have all my fabric that I need. I have the pattern, and I want to start it so bad, but I had let me see. I have 2 quilts that I really felt that I needed to finish before I got going on that, or else I'd have another project. So this week I'll be able to work on it, and I think I'll like that a lot. Hi, Jean. How you doing? I was looking at some of your videos in that this week, yesterday, in fact. You give me such inspiration. I was watching the one. If you haven't seen Jean's Kept in Stitches, if you haven't seen her videos, check her out, subscribe, like. But she did this one with where she took fabric when she was doing an embroidery pattern, and she did a coloring technique where she used white crayon and then use the browns and different colors to do the shading, but the white did the highlighting. It was really neat to see that you could do that. Now, I'm not sure if you told us, but I guess if it's a embroidered piece, you're going to hang it. You're not going to wash it or anything like that, so you wouldn't have to set it, I wouldn't think. But that was really good. So remember, drop your link and that, and let's see, what else do I want to show here? How about that one? I'm playing. My grandson, he's a musician. He writes his own music. He's really good. He's got stuff on SoundCloud. And I wanted some of his music because it's copyright free. He's not going to charge me. He has made money on his music and that, but I haven't got it downloaded. If I get it downloaded, I can add his music and that. So what's everybody up to today? Let me go back up here. Hi, Jean. What are you guys working on? Help me out here. I need help. I don't have anything to do. I do have stuff to work on. I guess I should be doing that too. So anyway, I got my package from Jo. I did order from her shop, Vintage Style Jo, and got the little doggy bed and my scissor case, because her prices are so good that I thought I'm not going to take the time to make them. not at this point, but anyway, you'll have to check that out. It's on her YouTube channels now too. She has a store, so. Mm-hmm. Oh, so you guys don't have to do tips. Do you do tips in any other services like restaurant and that, Giovanna? Or is it just the hair? Okay, Lisa, I'll do my best. Lisa says she was working on boring stuff and she needed to pick me up. So, what do you want to know? I could either keep it to where you can see me, or I could bring it down a little bit to where you see what I'm cutting on. It's up to you. Oh, only if you want to. Well, they must pay decent wages. Also, that can make a difference. Yeah, that would make a difference. Here, they get 2 something or 3 something an hour, and for my rotary cutter, and then they get it made up in tips. So, and then now, before they didn't have to claim their tips, but they started several years ago where they had to claim their tips or a certain portion of them, so the government could get some tax money. But I hear there's going to be no tax on waiters in different places like that. They better get busy. That would be great. That they wouldn't have to pay tax on that because they don't make a living wage. Most people, I think that's either their secondary job. Some work more than 2 jobs. So for these hexies, what I'm doing now is I'm cutting up some fabrics. And I found I can do them in a strip of the width I thought. And I did a test one. I thought 2.5-inch was too small for these jewel EPP. So I did a test one and I did 2 3/4, and it worked, but I felt, well, that was a little bit thin. So I ended up, I'm cutting these at 3. It's no biggie, you know? So I'm going to cut my strips up ahead of time. Then on the back side, I can put a dab of glue on the template, put it there, allow for my 1/4 inch, cut it off, and then I can trim to the sides for the seam that I want, and go to town. But I figured, hey, I'm going to cut some of these things up. And oh, I'm sorry, Jean. That's hard when you can't sleep because you're in pain. And have you been doing a lot of work? A lot of standing, a lot of quilting. I hurt last week pretty good. I call it pain cream, but it is it is for pain prescription that my husband has. And I put that on my hands. My hands bother me. And then one day, my back decided it wanted to spasm, but it didn't go into a full spasm. It just kinked. But it was sore for a day. So I had to be a little careful. Oh, yeah. Lisa wanted to know if Jean's had brittle bone disease, which is osteoporosis. It's arthritis, but it makes your ribs or your back or whatever, you can susceptible to fractures there. Oh, whoops. Okay, so let's see what other next fabric. There's this. This is pretty. I wouldn't do anything else with it, but I can cut a thing, and it's got the roses. So that could be pretty, depending. It's very, I bet you this has to have a poly blend. It feels like it is, but you know what? I'm not going to worry about it for my hexie quilt or flowers, because I may do a table runner or, something like that. Hey, you want to hear fabric rip? I got a lot of fabric here. Let's see if I can get it to rip. Polyester may not rip like cotton does. Remember when not all of you would remember, but when they would go to the store and they would, you go to the fabric store and there'd be a little machine and they would press it down and make a little snip in it, and then they would rip it, or they would do it with the scissors. Okay, now listen. That's satisfying. That is satisfying. And now I got a workable piece. I had so much fabric there. And another thing is where I ripped it, it will be straight of grain. So if it wasn't, it will be now. So I figured that doing the hexies, it's not so bad doing it with, if I did a little decorative or whatever. If I was doing a whole quilt, I don't know. Anybody have an opinion? Jean, what do you think? Or is Zaza in here? If you have like a polyester, it's a blend, I think. Peter Pan Fabrics this is from. It's a copyright. I don't know. I think it has cotton, but I think it also, I have to do the burn test. I'll be able to smell it. I heated up my iron. And if it has polyester in it, you can smell the polyester, especially in older fabrics. So I'm gonna test her out here. Well, my iron's not hot enough. So, but wasn't that a satisfying sound of fabric that you can rip? I think it is. It made me happy. What a stress reliever. I haven't been stressed though. Okay, this is something different. This is old. I must have, I don't know. I must have got it from that sale that's from the person estate sale. This one says Department 31, 1.5 yards, 1.32, $1.32 per yard. What do you think about that, everyone? Yes, Lisa, I do the same thing because there's, with my 108s, because there's no way that is even rolled on the boat the way it should be to get a good straight cut. You just can't get a straight cut unless you do the cut with the straight of grain on a 108 fabric. That's why either always ask, look at when you're buying your fabric and it's 108. Well, if you're ordering it online, they're really good at making sure that they cut good. But if you're at a fabric store, check and make sure that looks even, because get a little bit more, because when you do rip it, you might start out with a little bit like this, but then it grows, or else what happens, it could be this big and it goes less, but you're still got more than half of the fabric to tear. So then you just go ahead and you make a little bit deeper cut, go from the beginning, maybe go a 1/2 inch more, and see if you can do that till it goes all the way to the end. It says, Joyce, you notice I'm going to do a tutorial on this. Yes, I did. And I haven't done the tutorial, but I got the stuff. It's going to be pre-record probably. This is my husband's shirt. Now I'm going to show you. Sleeves are off. This is the pocket that it normally would have. I made an extra pocket out of the sleeves that I cut off. This is the back. I made ties out of the back part that I cut out. Hi, Jess. How you doing? So let me see. Yes, I did, Joyce. That's I know. It is, and you know what? I love it because, well, I got my bows tied too much, but I can unbutton it and I don't have to untie it, and I can take it off. And you can go to, I went to Goodwill. No, this was my husband's shirt, but I went to Goodwill to get a little bit. I thought, I'm going to see what's there, like for fabric, or, not fabric, but clothing that could be fabric or become fabric. And I think I went out with 4 items and it was like 17 something. I thought they're charging more than they normally do. Then my husband, when I was at the campground, he went to, we have a flea market that's every Saturday and Sunday, and it's a Spanish flea market. You get all sorts of things there, really good price. And he called me. He says, Sherry, he says, there's some shirts here. They're all cotton. They're all, they're $2 a piece. They're brand new. Some was Van Heusen. Some was, I forgot what the other, some was name brand. And I said, oh, they probably were knockoffs. He said, I don't think so. But it didn't matter if they were knockoffs because I was using it for fabric. So anyhow, I've got a couple of those so I can show how to do this. And but two of the shirts I ended up giving to my grandson because I thought that looks just like what he would wear. And I asked him, and he says, yeah. So he got 2 shirts that cost us $2 a piece. That's good. So anyhow, yeah. There's always ways to find deals. I thought I need to go back, show that I'm thrifting. But yeah, go to thrift stores, garage sales. Look in there. Everybody, especially kids' clothes, a lot of them cotton and different things like that. You can get stuff so cheap, and it can be become fabric. I was thinking it, well, for these, and then I thought for the hexies to do some, and yep. So when you have a hard time, or you're trying to find something or do something, but you can't, let's say that you need a little splash of yellow, but you don't buy yellow fabric. Go to the thrift store, look for something that's cotton and in yellow, and you can end up putting that in your quilt. See, I'm ripping again. Just try this once, especially if you really feel frustrated. I'm not frustrated. But if you're really feeling frustrated, it feels so good to do this. So anyway, I had done, what did I do? I did a short little video, and I couldn't believe how many views it got. It was like, holy cow. So you never know. You never know. So I will start working on my Singing in the Rain this week. I have it on my agenda. I have it. I can't wait. I see you the progress that you all are making, and I love it. And then I downloaded that pattern that Lisa has that she got to do because she didn't want to do the whole Singing in the Rain. So I downloaded that too because I thought, now that is just too cute. And I like your idea that you're going to do with that, Lisa. I think that's a very good idea. Now the jewel tones that you need for your quilt, are you going to like incorporate it like in a corner, like half square triangle or something like that, or put it within it, like applique it, do a hexie. You guys are probably sick of hearing that about hexies. Let me see. Okay, you are burying your threads. I'm not burying my threads because it's my quilt. Okay. If I was doing it for a show. Oh, you mean for quilting? For quilting, long arming, I don't bury them unless they say they're putting it in a show. Then I leave the tails long enough. Do I bury the For the hexies, yes, I do. When I finish it off, or I'm hand sewing it on like an applique stitch, I will, I kind of do the tie off a little bit, and then I will run it underneath the hexie and up through and snip it just like you do with hand quilting. And then that way, it's not going to work itself out. But now I have to have a hexie I have to take out because I have to get that pin I left in there. I can't find any good thrift stores near me. Is there any Salvation Armies, Jean, near you or anything like that? Well, we have them all around here. So if you ever are looking for anything special, just let me know. Oh, you did not find the email. It was on your business thing. You can email me at, let me type it in. Everybody have it then. What? If I can type. It always wants to make a capital. There, it didn't. There you go. If you send that to me, I'll get it out for you. Okay. I'm just checking here. I'm changing my SIR so much I don't know if I'll change the name. I've changed everything. I've missed out on something here. Lisa says it is going to be an 18-inch block with a 4-inch block in place of the sun. Oh, cool. Everything else will be mixed applique for texture. Oh, that's going to be nice. Very creative. Mona, what are you starting next? I got to go back up here and see. Yeah, the wall hanging is beautiful, Mona, that Lisa did. Okay, let's see. Lots of men's shirts and trousers. Yep. Oh, yeah. You can do a lot with that, Giovanna. I haven't ate today. Can you tell? I did bring my orange juice just in case I needed it. Let's see. So, yeah, just if it's whatever your purpose is with the fabric, and if you have the stuff like that, repurpose it if you can. We all do little things or appliques or something like that, and you want something cute. Oh, Giovanna, the back like that, it doesn't pull on you. It's the way I have my back of this apron. Yeah, that's not pulling. It looks like it is, but because there's extra fabric there that I thought about pleating it when I did this to pleat the back. But it feels just like having a shirt on, just like a regular shirt. It doesn't pull. That's one thing about a regular apron. The ties will bother my neck, and I'm always going like this or having to pull them up. And this didn't do that. Okay, so I'm going to ask you guys questions, and I got to know. I have to know things. Okay, Giovanna, I want to know what project or that you're working on now. I need to know what's got you excited. Are you excited about what you're working on? And then I'm going to ask Jess because I want to know how Jess is doing. Jess, I know your project is right now. It's the end of school year. raising those chickens, those little chicks, and that. So you get past that, and summer comes, and you'll really get going. But you have to have something that you're fiddling with now and doing. Okay, Melanie's working on the raindrops, and they are time consuming. They look like they would be, oh, they're the ones that have the 1-inch squares, huh? It's the time consuming part is how do you, that's where you want to do yours. I don't have it with me. I put it up, the little stiletto to kind of hold it in place while you're sewing it. Or, yeah, dab of glue. Yeah. Okay, Jean has to run. Well, I don't run anywhere. She has to leave. I understand that. We'll see you, Jean. Thanks for showing up. Lisa says, I am not starting in until my tops are quilted and I find the perfect fabric. I choose the 12 quilt blocks all-stars. That's a good idea. That's kind of like I decided. I thought, I've got to get, I don't want the projects that I have worked on my lives, like the block and that, and I had enough fabric. I don't want it to end up being just shoved in the corner. I wanted to finish it, so that's what I've been working on and doing. Okay, Joyce is changing her singing in the rain pattern so much it won't be recognized probably. Well, that's great. That's the creative side of you. That's the side that's coming out, the artistic, like Lisa. She's, her mind is with her applique and what she did and her quilting. She's very creative. So you got to let us see when you're ready, Joyce. And Lisa's excited, says she loves seeing that everybody is changing their layout, loving it. Yes, I can't wait to see what everyone does. I promise I will, once I start, I'll start posting in that. Yep. Yeah. I just thought I have got to get my stuff done, because I know that when I do the singing in the rain, there's going to be time involved in it, which is not a problem for me. But the thing is that then I have just a few projects that's not very far from being done. I'm cutting some more fabric here. I'm cutting this one this time. Anybody know who's let me see. Something I'm thinking who's, I lost my phone. Oh, there it is. I can see better. I got my computer in front of me. It's bigger, but I can see better on my phone. I'm like a kid having to have a phone in their hand, huh? Mona says, Lisa, I have at least 8. You will have nightmares. You do not want to know how many quilt tops I have and how many projects started and not finished. I found 3 project containers back in the back storage room, all neatly stacked on top of a shelf. I pulled them out and I thought, oh my Lord. So I'm going to go through those and I'm either going to finish them or I'm pulling the fabric to put the fabric in my stash, because a lot of it has, and then I could, and what blocks I do have. If I have a lot of blocks done, I'll finish it. If I really like it, I'll finish it. I will. I need to know, Rita, if you're still there, what are you doing? Lisa's screaming in slow motion. No more quilts. Funny. Is Rita still here? Rita? Oh, I was trying to remember if she did a live. She's been doing a lot of recording and that. So I'm going to change that. Okay, so remember to drop your link. I don't know who's, I think I have to check the schedule to see who's on next. Who's on first? So anyway, let me see. I want to just check and see if Rita answered me back. If not, she's probably busy. Zaza's leaving. You know what? I enjoyed visiting with you. Sorry I didn't have a project to carry you through, but I had a good talk and I just needed some downtime. Now I will go cut my fabric. I will make jewel EPPs. So that's my plans for tonight. Oh, so John came in. Hey, Arnie and I are watching. Hey, Arnie, how you doing? Arnie's our neighbor. I'm embarrassed. And John Yurton is my husband. So, yeah, it is nice to listen in the chat, at times. That's what I'm going to do. I mean, I like when I go in, I always, other people's, I always try to watch it. But if I cannot totally watch it, I will multitask. I will have another one running in the background, but on lower volume. And then I do, I can listen to the other one, watch the other one. And if I have to, for some reason, go away from it, I keep it running so that you guys get watch hours. So that's important. So John, what are you up to today? What are you working on? You and Arnie. I need to know. See, I'm cutting fabrics strips for my next EPP project. And anyway, I have a pre-record that'll be coming out. All I have to do is download it, and I will do a tutorial or whatever on this. I'll do a pre-record on the apron because, it's too long of a time, and you don't want to see repetitiveness happening. So anyway, well, John's not answering me back. I'll see. I'm just going to check, and then I'm going to say, okay. You guys, thanks for your support. Thanks for coming out here and spending some time with me. I'll see you in the chats. And you would sew those diamond pieces together first. Long edges. Okay. I will tell you that, Lisa. You want to know how to sew the diamond pieces together or the jewel tones. These. When you do your fabric, around it. They say to do the top piece, you know, like if you glue based, and then go clockwise around. You're going to have a tail that hangs down here. Leave that tail on. Don't cut that tail off, because you'll end up sewing it sews in. And then then you have the two here. And this could be, if you have want mirror images, it depends on how you want it to, you know, if you're doing certain fabrics that may have a directional, you may have to do the mirror image, flip it. You sew them together the long side in the middle. And that makes you have a heart. And then there's a diamond, which I got to see if I have that size that fits in here. So what I would do is I'd end up doing this side and then doing it to this. And then I'd probably lay it out. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a lot of these in different colors and kind of lay it out and see how I like it. See if it's eye pleasing to me. It's just something to do. It's fun. So anyhow, again, thank you. And I hope I answered your question. Short, you're obsessed. Lisa is, yeah, me too. I can help you on Discord on if you need it too, anything. But I ordered these off Amazon. But I did get a free printout, but it was bigger. So anyhow, that's it. You guys have a good day. Thanks for joining me. I hope I brought something to you today, that my sharing and caring is coming through. So have a good day. Bye.